Good evening and welcome to our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala. Glad to be here at Dow Diamond.
Isn't this beautiful? We're in the old Tommy Lasorda booth, Jeff, and we've got a great baseball game tonight. We've got the Bay City All Saints Cougars, the home team here at Dow Diamond, going to be taking on the Sandusky Wolves tonight.
Well, in the first game of the doubleheader, Mayo came down, and from our first impressions, they did not get off the bus as the All Saints Cougars really put a thrashing on them in a short 3-inning game where they mercied them. So let's hope that offense continues on to the second game.
Yeah, let's hope it does, Jeff. And, All Saints would like to come out of here with the sweep. We've got a cold, blustery, kind of a sunshiny day to start the game, but we'll see where that goes during the second game. But, looking forward to seeing this All Saints team play. Got some really good players that we're very familiar with from watching them during football and basketball. So we're looking for some good things from Bay City All Saints.
And I know I'm kind of out of attire tonight, but I think there's a good reason why, my brother.
You know what? I think you've done a nice job with the proper attire tonight, Jeff. We were very fortunate for all you Michigan Wolverine fans. Last night, it was a 69-63 win for the Michigan Wolverines over the Yukon Huskies in the national championship of the Division I men's basketball tournament.
It was an exciting, long game. It was a short nap before work today. Some of us are still working. Other guys saying it was a late night and they got to sleep in a little bit today. But let's see if the All Saints Cougars can carry over from what they did in the first game and see if they can come away with a sweep tonight.
Yeah, that would be really nice, Jeff. And we're looking forward to seeing this All Saints team play. And we're looking forward to a great game and always a lot of fun when we come to Dow Diamond.
That about puts the wraps on our Covenant Healthcare sponsored pregame show. Back with all the game action in just a minute on BCTV.
Here is where the next generation is born. But we're also the birthplace of innovation, advanced treatments, second chances, and hope. At Covenant Healthcare, we're the most preferred health system because of the trust we have built across generations. And our leadership continues with the next generation. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Good late afternoon, almost good evening, and welcome to baseball and football weather. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala are ready to go here for the first pitch from Dow Diamond, Bay City All Saints Cougars, and Sandusky. First pitch of the game by Blaze is just outside.
You hit the nail right on top of the head, my friend. You said football weather. We're starting this game at about 37 degrees here at Dow Diamond, but it's sunny. And again, we love coming to Dow Diamond, and what a great thrill for these young men to be able to play at this fine facility.
Well, it is a great facility indeed with a 2-0 count. That's a swing and a miss, and we're elated to be in the cozy confines.
Yeah.
And then we've got Nick Page out there saying, I came hunkered down and ready to go. There's about 5 to 7 mile an hour wind coming out of the northeast, so as long as the sun stays out, it's going to be a fairly good day for baseball. But I know once the sun disappears, it's going to get chilly.
You're going to have the shadow showing up. It's going to go from home plate all the way out to the pitcher's mound. And we've got just underway here, and we've been very fortunate to get this game in, Jeff, because the way the weather was acting the last few days, well, we were not sure that this was going to be ready to play.
Well, Alton Navarro down on strikes for the first out of the game, bringing up Peyton Bowerman, the shortstop for Sandusky. He swings and misses on the first offering, and Blaze is dealing early on for All Saints.
Doing a real nice job, and they got their long sleeves on tonight. Some of the players got their hoods up, so that'll tell you something right there. But again, nice job by Dow Diamond letting these young men play on this beautiful field. And we've been down there before, Jeff, and that infield is just plush.
It is as close to turf without being turf as you can get.
It is really beautiful, and another nice pitch by the Pease, the pitcher for Bay City All Saints, and we're at 2 strikes and 1 ball. Boy, there's another one, another bender.
Well, in that sequence, 2 curveballs had the batter Bowerman bailing on both as Pease just is making short work out of them. We didn't get a score in the first game, but we know it was a mercy over Mayo, and they dismantled them, was the verbiage that we got on our way in as the third batter, Chase Green, the third baseman, is up third in the lineup, and Pease with 2 strikeouts and 2 attempts here to start the first inning.
It's a long way for the Mayo Thunderbolts to come down to Dow Diamond and get a loss, but as we keep saying, Jeff, what a thrill for those kids from Mayo to come on down south to play here at beautiful Dow Diamond. Well, he's got a nice curveball.
Yes, he does have pieces throwing a really nice curveball. And again, with Mayo having that long trip, then they've scheduled a game to allow Sandusky to come. And, you know, you're probably looking at an hour and 35 or 40 minutes as that ball is hit out to left field over the top of Pease. Pease is all the way out there at the warning track, and this is a ball that's going to come into third base and sliding in head first with a uncontested triple. He really lined that ball to left field.
That was a poke right there over the left fielder's head for the Cougars. That's Pease out there in left field. That was a nice triple. I think if he would have got that ball to the cutoff man, they might have had a chance for the Poy at third base, but nice big hit.
Look at Eager with a great play at second base, robbing not only a base hit, but a ribby, a little stake gets going back to the dugout. Eager with a top 10 S-pen there. Now at the end of the top of the first, no score with the Cougars coming to bat. So your car is getting towed and you're not sure where to take it? Try Village Towing and Auto Repair. Our expert mechanics are here to help assist you with all your repair needs. We have over 30 years of experience with motor vehicles, so you know you're getting the best work that you can find. Stop by the shop at 2377 South Huron Road in Coquitlam, or give us a call at 989-684-9607. Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning as the Bay City All Saints Cougars head to the plate with their leadoff hitter,
Bo Williams, the shortstop. Bo's been a familiar face here in Bay City All Saints for the last 4 years, Jeff. Saw him get right up to the varsity level when he walked on the campus over there just off of Columbus in Bay City. And he's done a great job. We've had a lot of fun watching him for 4 years.
Well, he is one of a large handful of freshmen that were able to contribute as freshmen and just continue to get better as no ball and 2 strike count. As Bryce Kiley, the southpaw pitcher for the Sandusky Wolves. Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala, glad to have you along. Nick Page outside trying to stay warm. Sorry, pal, it's 70 in here, but we're going to try and throw heat your way as best we can. Here's Bo Williams with a shot to center field, and that is kind of been misplayed. It was misjudged, I think. Center fielder didn't pick that ball up right away. He took a step back, and then by the time he decided to come in, thought he better just let that thing trickle in front of him.
Is that what we call a little Texas leader right there? A little Texas fly ball?
That's a line drive in the books.
Yes, it
Now
is.
you're going to have to watch out with Bo Williams' speed. He certainly is going to have the capability of swiping second base.
Hartman, the batter for All Saints. Nobody down here in the bottom of the first, just underway from Dow Diamond. It's the Bay City All Saints Cougars and the Sandusky Wolves coming over from the east side of the thumb for the Wolves.
I kind of like these jersey outfits for the All Saints Cougars. Oh, we had Bo leaning the other way, and he gets back to first base, but, you know, kind of long sleeve windbreaker-esque, even though it looks like a cotton poly blend, but much warmer than a regular jersey might be, so giving them a little added layer of protection.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm a little partial to those Cougar colors.
There's a ball hit on a dime to center field, but the center fielder had that played perfectly. And I think what you're seeing right now after that Bo Williams single, I think the outfielders are playing in another 3 or 4 steps, which certainly is going to open up the alleys. And you look at the center fielder, Mike, and he's shaded to right center, so there's a huge gap on the left center if one of the Cougars can find that gap.
Up now is number 34, the second baseman, Eager, who made a fantastic play to end inning 1 and saved a run for the Bay City All Saints Cougars. Made a diving catch out there just in the outfield behind second base.
Well, assistant coach and dad Don Eager says, it was routine. He had it all the way.
The apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
What a great pitch that time. Eager looked like he was kind of sliding out of the way as he takes a called strike. So he's another youngster that is a seasoned veteran on the outside. Catcher Bowerman trying to do a nice job of framing that, but can't frame that thing when it's outside the white.
Well, they don't have the ABS thing going on here either like they do in the pros.
No head tapping going on at the Dow Diamond tonight. You know, I don't know that I'm a fan of that or not, but at least it's only a 2 or 3 seconds. You get 2 seconds to tap, and it takes like 3-4 seconds to confirm. So it really doesn't take a lot of time away, but I still like the human element of the umpire. As that ball is hit softly to shortstop, they're going to get 1, but certainly not 2, as Bowerman to Kritzman does not get the final half as it goes to Phillips at first. Eager gets the fielder's choice, and he'll be on first base with 2 down.
Well, and next up is Henry Essex, the third baseman. Henry's been around a long time for the Cougars. But going back to that balls and strikes, Jeff, really when you look at it, the success rate of the umpires is impressive. It's up there in the high 80s. So, you know, it's just another addition to the game. But you got to take your hat off to the umpires. They do have good success at calling balls and strikes.
What I don't like about it is you put yourself 1 step closer. He got him. Yep, he was leaning to second base. We'll hold that thought and bring it back at the end of the first inning. No score between the All Saints Cougars and the Sandusky Wolves. Back in a moment on BCTV.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at BayCountySportsHOF.com and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
All right, back and ready to roll here with the top of the second inning. Coming up to bat, looks like Blake Bowerman, the catcher, as the Cougar defense in on the corners, and Eager really at second base kind of in. They're just Bo Williams back at shortstop said, I got a cannon. I can be deep in the hole and still fly that thing over to Andrzejewski.
Well, I'll tell you what, the way Pease is pitching starting this game, Jeff, he's got a nice fastball, a nice curve so far. 0-2 right now to Bowerman from Sandusky.
Having to watch that umpire. His motion is more of a forward for the strike instead of up. So 1 ball and 2 strikes right now as Pease looks like he's got a nice rhythm on the mound. And there is a shot in the hole. And I'm going to say even if Bo gets that with a rocket arm, that's going to be tough to beat. There is The second hit of the ball game for the Sandusky Wolves, leadoff variety. Bowerman on first base. That will bring up Marvin Kritzman, the second baseman, with nobody out here in the top of the second.
And as you can see, that shadow has grown a little bit, Jeff, going over home plate. But the outfielders and the middle infield, that sun is bright.
And there is another Pease pitch where they're not getting a lot of contact on their swings percentage-wise. So Pease has got just enough velocity and some good movement on his pitches. Strike two as
he's got good placement too.
Marvin Kritzman is just dialing right now. And Hartman in the catcher position is really doing a great job of calling a good game here. And there's 3 straight pitches, 3 straight misses. May have gotten a little tiny chunk of that last ball. That could have been a foul too, but right into Hartman's glove.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch, Jeff. A little high and tight on the inside corners for out number 1 here in the top of the second. No score in the game, but boy, really impressed with the pitcher for Bay City All Saints so far, Pease.
Jack Betts, the batter, and he takes a strike on the outside third, and he's moving the ball in and out and down. He really hasn't used the upper quadrant a lot, but whenever you can command in and out and up and down, you really leave the batter guessing. And he tried to guess on a fastball, and he was a little tardy.
Well, you know, when you're feeling good and things are going well, he's throwing some nice pitches, Jeff, and you know he's putting them right across the plate. And the Sandusky hitters just cannot catch up to it. There's one little tease pitch on the outside, but nice job by the catcher.
I think he comes back snapping one off here. I think he snaps off a Charlie and gets his knees bending.
Is that what we call it now?
Yes,
A Charlie curve.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And that thing could not have been more than an inch low. Catcher might have been able to tap his head a couple of times on that one.
We'll do that from up here.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Jack Betts. Gets him out in front.
There's your Charlie right there.
You just go anything off speed after you have shown the ability to get that fastball across, and that change of speed had him way out in front of that last swing.
Yeah, he threw a couple of heaters, and then strike 3 was the old curveball, and that was a nice job. And that's 2 outs here in the top of the second for Sandusky.
Next up, number 0, Gavin Phillips, the first baseman. He takes one right straight down Woodward Avenue for strike number 1.
Oh, well, I was going to say Eastman, since we're in Midland.
Well, we could do Buttles or Eastman.
Buttles, Eastman.
Or we can be in Tiger Town.
Just to let people know, there's a little bit of construction going on here in Midland, so it's a little bit different way of getting here. So you might want to give yourself a few extra minutes if you're coming out for a Loons game or a high school game. But when it's all said and done over the next couple of years, it's going to be some nice roadways coming in here to Dow Diamond and heading west out towards Mount Pleasant.
2 balls and 1 strike on the batter as Pease is all over the strike zone, just missing by inches. I'd say on 2 and 1, he's coming to the plate, and there is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, keeping that thing just above the knees on the outside corner. That's a tough pitch for a right-hander.
These base runners at first base, they're getting some good leads over there. And catcher for All Saints is looking down there. Oh, and he struck him out.
That was just standing there.
That was black. That was on the black.
House by the side
of
of the road. At the end of 1.5, no score between the All Saints Cougars and the Sandusky Wolves. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here at Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wisdala, glad to have you along. Nick Page outside, trying to stay warm out there. We tip our cap to him as
He's a trooper.
he loves it out there. He's an outdoorsman. So.
He got it last time we were here last year. He got a baseball
Yes.
from a game here.
I looked around, thought we were at Coryell Field and we were going to get a free bag of popcorn. First pitch to Essex again. He was stranded at the plate as we had Eager picked off first base. He was leaning to second, and the pitcher, Kylie, guessed right. And that's on the outside part of the plate as well. So great hitters count here at 2-0. You can be very selective.
Yes, he's probably going to get a good look right here at a fastball, I would say, Jeff, so he can just sit on it and put it where he wants it. No, he threw him a curve or a changeup right there.
Yeah, he went off speed thinking he was going to be gobbling it up. Good patience at the plate for Essex, getting count to 3-0.
And again, that right center fielder's pointing way to the right field side to second base, and so they must have a little scouting report on the Cougars because he is way over. And look down the third baseline. If he gets one down the third baseline, that's an easy double.
Yeah, that could be a 3-bag. Essex showing patience. I like that at bat because now you're forcing that pitcher to throw a bunch of pitches, and you get a runner out of it. So I love the patience at the plate. Now we'll find out now with number 22 coming up.
Center fielder Paul for Bay City All Saints. No score here in the game. Bottom of the second, and they're going to try to play a little small ball. I like that idea. A small ball, get the runner down to second base, and he fouled it off. 0-1 for Paul, the batter for Bay City All Saints.
Like the small ball because everybody's got to move because your third and first baseman are coming in, so your second baseman and shortstop, everybody's on the move, and that was going to give him a free opportunity as Paul gets beamed by that pitch, and he's saying it's a cold day, but that was not an 89-mile-an-hour heater. So he was fortunate, but the Cougars got a little something going.
Yeah, runners on first and seconds for Bay City All Saints. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. And at the point right now for the Cougars is Stars, number 8, the right fielder for Bay City All Saints. Great opportunity for Stars right here, Jeff.
And it's left on left, so I'm trying to look and see if the pitcher, Kylie, slides to the other side of the rubber for lefty versus righty. I did not look earlier, but he is all the way on the right side of the mound, and he kind of short-armed that last presentation. He's behind 2-0 with 2 runners on from a walk and a hits batter, so Kylie's really having trouble finding a feel.
You know,
that ball gets sent right back.
Boy, that was a nice play by the shortstop for Sandusky, Jeff, right there. That's Bowerman. He got that little blue fly right there off the bat of Stars, and he really rifled it over to first base to double up the base runner from Bay City All Saints.
Well, and, you know, Paul has got to understand that that ball, if it's a line drive, you've got to make sure that it's through. And as a base coach, I'm always chirping, man, don't get doubled off on a line drive. Make sure that it's through and double play the unconventional way in this second inning for the Wolves from Sandusky.
Well, unfortunately for the Cougars, Jeff, they go from no outs and men on first and second to 2 outs, and they've got a duck on the pond over there on second base. So let's see what the Cougars can put together.
Low and outside again. The catcher Bowerman is trying to get the pitcher Kylie to calm down or settle down. He's reaching out and he's showing the hands to him. It's like, take a couple of deep breaths here. We got a good chance to get out of this one.
Andrew Zeski is the batter for the Cougars, and we remember him from our football games. Unfortunately, he had a injury, and looks like he's got a brace on that leg, but he's back playing baseball, and that's good. We're glad to see him back on the field.
Well, he's well over 90%, and I'll tell you, that is interesting. Kylie goes off speed on 3-0 in case Andrzejewski had the green light. 3-1, you know he's going to be turning it loose. And that ball down the left field line, just fouled by a few feet. That thing rolling into the corner. Would have been extra bases and certainly scored the first run for the Cougars.
That was a nice look. Just pulled it a little bit into the foul territory, Jeff. 3 balls, 1 strike on Andrzejewski for Bay City All Saints. Still no score here in the bottom of the second.
Well, and when you've got an athletic trainer like Sean Sullivan that can work with these kids, he was probably 2 to 3 months ahead of time, and that one going down the left field line, almost the same spot is foul. But he, even a couple of weeks after surgery, was already doing things that most people couldn't. And then when you've got somebody like Sean Sullivan that knows just how hard to push without overdoing it, but getting him back as quick as he can, I would say he's middle 90% right now with that knee, and that's certainly very playable for him.
Yeah, and speaking to Sean, I'm seeing him a few days a week myself right now, so he's getting me ready for that golf season. So doing a nice job, and they got a nice thing going on over there at Renew Physical Therapy.
Well, we're going to have a pitching change. We'll sort things out and redo our paperwork and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
Back here on BCTV as Jack Betts, the center fielder, coming in, and we listened to him warm up, and he's got a little different snap to the catcher's glove.
We could hear it up here in our Tommy Lasorda booth.
And there's a little dribbler down to third base, but a nice strong throw, and Andrzejewski just decided not to go full bore to first base. Let's save that knee a little bit, and the Cougars come up empty at the end of 2 innings of play. It's the All Saints Cougars nothing, and the Sandusky Wolves nothing. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local source for team uniforms, sports spirit wear, and more. Gear up with confidence. We've got your team covered from head to toe, ensuring you stand out on and off the field. And that's not all. Unleash your team spirit with custom spirit wear that roars success. Wait, it gets better. Introducing our free fundraising online stores. Effortlessly raise funds for your team while showing your pride. Customize your fundraising to reach your team goals. Get started online at sandlotsports301.com or at any one of our 3 convenient Great Lakes Bay locations. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your team, our passion.
And welcome back here to Bay County TV, starting off the 3rd inning with the number 9 hitter, Joey Rich. He will be trying to get on base for the Wolves from Sandusky, as the Cougars have been pretty stingy through the first 2. Ball outside. Pease may have tried to overthrow that just a little bit. But again, you know, you've got cold fingers. Your grip is going to be a little suspect. I'm sure they're going to allow them to go fingers to mouth. And that one in just about the same spot on the outside. And I believe they are going to have a 1-ball-and-1-strike count, as it looks like they called that last one a strike.
There's one. There's another one.
That is, Pease just looks like he's got a nice groove going.
Yeah, he's very comfortable out there, Jeff. I think he's doing a nice job putting it where he wants to. And so far, the one hit by Sandusky has been that triple in the opening inning.
Pease just mowing down the number 9 hitter, Rich, back to the top of the order. Alton Navarro, number 23, comes up with 1 out in the top of the 3rd.
I think this is the young man that got the triple, if I wasn't mistaken. I forgot. I don't know. It wasn't him.
I think
it was
it
farther.
was Bowerman got it.
Yeah. Excuse me. I didn't mark it down. So 1 ball, 1 out here in the top of the third from Dow Diamond.
Ball a little bit late.
Come on, Coach.
First base, Coach saying 10 years ago with a first baseman's glove, I would have got that. So he's going to back up. He says, that's too far for me. Send Ford Randall down there to pick that.
I was just thinking the same thing. Look out.
Another one down the first base line. He goes, all right, who wants to go down there?
Go
get
get
2 of them. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
He's
on
trying
the
to
leadoff
get somebody to go down there and get him.
Like, Coach, it's warm in here. Pease back to the motion, wind up, and the pitch. Strike number 3 is mowing down the Sandusky Wolves. Pease is in just a really nice groove right now. Not even forcing the defense to have to do a lot of work.
Pulled the string on that one too, Jeff. We got the outside corner out number 2 here in the top of the third. And up right now for the Sandusky Wolves is number 4, Peyton Bowerman, the shortstop for the Wolves.
And he showed a nice arm in that last half inning. As again, he takes a healthy lick, but you watch that front foot, and it is diving just a little bit down the third baseline. Really, really tough to get your rhythm when that front foot is bailing.
You say he's stepping in the bucket?
There's a hole in that bucket, dear Liza. 2-1 on Bowerman. But again, Pease is bringing that ball right now, and don't know how many pitchers out there they get to see with this type of velocity. There's his second hit of the game, and that is like in between right and center, but doing a great job of running that ball down as Paul making that just a single second hit of the game for Bowerman. As we got 2 balls coming in. Oh, yeah. First base coach gets all the credit for him. Here, you can have these. Somebody brought them to me.
Give them to me. I'll throw them in like I ran down there and got them.
Well, you got to love that first base coach.
That's why you send the young kids down there. You did your time.
And there's a swing and a miss, too. And you mentioned earlier, Mike, very good secondary leads at first base.
Yeah.
Might behoove Pease to throw back over to first, catch somebody trying to take that extra step, and they might end up cutting this inning out early. He starts to go, and there is a ball that Hartman throws up over the top. And I like the concept behind it, but boy, you got to know when you're wheeling that thing down there that Andrzejewski is not 7'3" like the Michigan center.
Oh boy, well I'm sure we're gonna have a conversation about that.
Or more.
Or more. Nice job by the right fielder Stars backing up first base right there, Jeff. Good, solid, fundamental baseball.
Well, there's a wild pitch by Pease, and Barrowman goes all the way from first to second to third. And he says, I've done that the easy way at 90 feet per attempt, but 1 ball and 2 strikes right now. Pease still in control again, tried to use that outside corner, maybe just held on a little too long. He's taking a look at him this time at third base, and that ball comes high and tight just in case he was looking for that outside pitch and trying to take it to the right side. And looks like we're going to have a quick trip to the mound by Brian Good as he steps it up and heads to the plate.
Well, one thing you got to remember about here at Dow Diamond, Jeff, behind home plate, there's an extreme amount of room. So if anything goes past the catcher, it's a little bit longer to chase down than your normal high school field that these kids normally play in. So you got to remember that. You got to get the home plate quick if you get a pass ball or if it gets past the catcher somehow.
And Brian has done a really nice job since taking over this Cougar baseball team. Believe he's in his 3rd year at the helm. I forgot to check that before the game, but a great, very, very approachable coach, and the kids obviously like him, respect him, and play hard for him. Got a full count right now as Pease needs to find the strike zone here on 3-2. Let's see what the pitch of choice is.
Oh, that's a strike.
He snaps that thing off right now. and Green was bailing.
Well, that was a nice pitch.
So Pease gets himself out of trouble, and we have got 3.5 innings in the books. And it will be for the bottom of the third. The All Saints Cougars coming to bat, seeing if they can take the goose egg off the board on BCTV.
Your heart drives you forward. And it's your heart that drives the Covenant Center for the Heart to be on the forefront of next-generation heart treatments, like minimally invasive valve replacements and advanced procedures for AFib. For the very young and the young at heart, depend on our experts at the most preferred health system. Choose extraordinary. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Welcome back here on Bay County TV. Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala, glad to have you along. Let's thank a few of our sponsors.
All right, Jeff, folks have been with us all year. The Covenant Healthcare, the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, one of my favorite organizations, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame, our friends from Village Action and Towing, and Sandlot Sports, the official apparel provider of Bay County TV.
We've got some great folks on board. We're starting the process for next year already to try and add to what is a great list of sponsors. As the first batter for the All Saints Cougars
is the pitcher, number 17, Pease for Bay City All Saints. 0-0 here in the bottom of the third at beautiful Dow Diamond.
Let's see if Pease can help his cause. He sends that thing down the right field line, just a little tardy on that heater coming from Betts.
Jack Betts moved up from his center field position into the pitcher position. Boy, that was right down Broadway, Eastman, Woodward Avenue, call it what you want, but he threw that with a lot of speed and struck out the pitcher for Bay City All Saints, Pease.
Well, and I think Pease obviously was either looking for something else or didn't think he'd throw a strike on 0-2, because that was a very hittable pitch he probably wishes he had a whack at. And the batter, number 44.
44 is another Pease, Jeff, the left fielder.
Probably no relation. The law firm of Pease and Pease in the 8s and 9s. That one just a little bit low, as it's 1 ball and 1 strike. As Betts coming in from center field, he's not fooling people. He's just rearing back and throwing some heat.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the third for the Bay City All Saints Cougars. Umpire called that strike number 2. And the shadow growing as we look at it. It's all the way out to the mound now, Jeff.
Yep, that has happened just in 1 inning, going from home plate to the mound, as Pease ends up just a little tardy on strike 3, and just that quick, we've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
To the plate for the Bay City All Saints Cougars, the senior shortstop, number 5, Bo Williams, looking to get something going for the Cougars. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Let's see if we can get a base runner here from Bo Williams with 2 outs. That ball just whistles a little bit high, and again, Betts really isn't throwing a lot other than just rearing back and coming with the heater.
He's bringing it. A little bit different pitcher than what started out with Bryce Kiley
yeah.
in the first 2 innings for the Sandusky Wolves. Boy, look at the room out there in right center or left center. My goodness.
That's 3 bases all day if you can get it out there. And that pitch is to the outside. 3 balls and no strikes. In a 0-0 game, you think with 2 outs, probably going to be taken with 3-0. But if you're that confident in your hitter that he can stroke, you might let him go.
Well, who better to be up there than Bo? And he did, but he just hits a little dribbler down to first base, Jeff, and that'll end the 3rd inning with no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base at the end of 3. It's Bay City All Saints 0, Sandusky 0. We'll be back in a little bit right here on Bay County TV.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
As Bryce Kiley with a little Texas leaguer to right center field, and almost looked like the right fielder lost sight of that thing looking up into the setting sun.
Well, you know, those guys out there really, it's bright out there. And a couple times in warm-ups, the catcher was throwing the ball back to Pease, and it got a little bit too high and got up there in the sun. He couldn't see it. Boy, what a nice-looking bunt right there. Good job right there by Pease, Jeff, taking the out, and nice. That was a textbook bunt right there down the first baseline.
That was. I like to see Pease with his second hand over that glove at the same time, though, so that thing doesn't on contact dribble out of the glove. But Sandusky with one out with their first opportunity since the first inning to have a runner in scoring position. And that ball going down the right field line, and boy, he's going to race down there.
Pease, I was watching the ball, but Pease fell down on the mound, and not sure what happened, Jeff. I was watching the ball.
Can't tell if that was a cramp or a landing that caused him to tumble.
Boy, when I first looked back, he looked like he was in a lot of pain right there. He may have twisted his ankle.
Boy, and I'll tell you, when you're pitching and that is your push foot, I guess it's a little easier to be your push than your landing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I watched the runner going down to first base, and when I looked back the same time you did, he was already down on the ground. So I'm sure he'll get a couple of pitches to see what he can do. But you even look at that base umpire out there, and he is really struggling to try and get a good look.
It looks like it's his right ankle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he gives a thumbs up. Boy, what a break for that young man and for the Cougars. And, you know, with some of the injuries that they've had on the Cougars this year, that would have been a tough break for basically the All Saints. Glad to see Pease doing okay.
Well, a lot of baseball to be played this week, too, because Bay County Tournament is this week. They've moved the games to Thursday and Saturday because of the late Thursday into Friday morning inclement weather that is supposed to be coming. So they're going to start at noon on Thursday and try and get the full day's activities in. And what a great pitch that time. Kritzman down on strikes. We've got 2 outs now with the runner on second base here in the top of the 4th inning.
So if I'm not mistaken, that's going to change our schedule a little bit. Aren't we supposed to be there this week?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, we're supposed to be at, if I remember correctly. And let me double check that right now. I'm going to have my secretary call yours.
Oh,
we'll check our calendar.
I love it. I'll be free if it is.
Yeah, we were supposed to be Friday. We have the Bay City All Saints Garber softball game at Garber.
What time?
Yeah, it was supposed to be at noon.
All right.
So we'll have to readjust our schedule and get together with Nick and see what we got going on here if they went Thursday, Saturday.
Yep, that was just the word I got today at BCC, so we will definitely check that out and reallocate as needed. Boy, what a great running start that time on the way to third base, and Pease didn't even look back, and that was timed very well for a kind of a meander stroll down to third base, uncontested.
Kiley, the right fielder starting pitcher for Sandusky, is over at third base, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and that'll make the count full for the Sandusky Wolves here in the top of the 4th from Dow Diamond.
Well, and with the Hartman back there, he's got to make sure on a 3-2 count that nothing gets past, and that ball is just a little bit low. But did he say he offered on that? Yes, he must have. And the Cougars get out of a jam, stranding a runner at third base for the second time in 4 innings, heading to the bottom of the 4th. It's All Saints nothing, Sandusky nothing, right here on BCTV.
Village Towing and Auto Repair of Kaukaulin and Bay City is here to help you in your hour of need with fast and friendly service. With over 30 years of towing experience, we know how to get the job done quickly and safely. From big to small, we do it all. Give us a call at 989-684-9607 for all your towing needs.
Back here on Bay County TV as we look at this luscious scoreboard. Every stadium ought to have one of those, Mike.
I know it. I tell you, when we win the lottery, if I would have won that $1.2 billion, I might have had to splurge and buy scoreboards for all the stadiums in Bay County.
Well, at least that size, 250,000.
Well, I'd be carrying that around.
That'd be just like pocket change. Well, let's see what the Cougars can do here as we start the 4th inning with number 1 up to bat.
Hartman, the catcher for Bay City All Saints, will lead off the bottom of the 4th, and they're thinking right now, hoping Hartford can get something going and get some runs on the scoreboard for the Bay City All Saints Cougars.
There's the good way to start that. And what a great diving catch by the right fielder. If he doesn't get that, that ball could be going to the warning track.
That looked like one of my drives out at the Bay County Golf Course. It was slicing, and number 24, Kylie, the right fielder, did a nice job of tracking that down, lost his glasses and everything, but boy, you're right. If he would have missed that with that left to right slice on it, that was going to go a long ways, probably all the way to the warning track.
Well, because even if your center fielder's coming over, that ball's tracking away from him.
It was tracking towards the foul line.
That would have been interesting, but nice to see that they're at least starting to time him as that ball goes to the shortstop, and Bowerman with a nice throw over to first base quickly. 2 up and 2 down in the bottom of the 4th for the All Saints Cougars.
What do you think the conversation may have been? Let's try him early. First 2 pitches, first pitch, nice out in right field and a ground ball on the next first pitch. So maybe the Cougars are going to test him early when he's here with 2 outs.
Well, and if he's dealing around the plate, and it might be the best pitch you see, you'd definitely offer on it. That ball comes a little bit hot, and I think maybe our pitcher, Betts, was thinking the same thing. Well, if he's going to swing at the first pitch, I'm going to make this up around the bill of his cap.
Third baseman Henry Essex up for Bay City All Saints. Just low. I thought that was a little bit outside from my vantage point.
Well, I like the consistent wide strike zone from our umpire today. It is wide, but he does a nice job of being consistent. That is the one that'll definitely outside.
That was what we call a skosh too wide.
2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs as Essex trying to get on base for the Cougars and dent that 0 on the scoreboard. Nice job by Essex laying off that high ball, and it looks juicy coming, but really tough for a lefty to catch up on.
Nice eye by that young man right there. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
He says, I'm going to make certain that he throws me another strike.
You're right, that umpire is a short armor, isn't he?
Yep. And it's forward. It's sometimes tough to see, but he's very decisive on that call. Full count right now with 2 outs. And Essex can't catch up to that one at the end of 4. No score between the All Saints Cougars and the Wolves of Sandusky. Back in a moment on Bay County TV.
High school sports are meant to be fun.
We love to represent our school.
And we care about our sports.
We know you do too.
And because we all care, it can sometimes get intense.
So let's make the experience more fun for everyone.
We know it's easy to react and shout during games.
But we all make mistakes.
The game is more enjoyable when we hear positive cheering.
Referees are human. Respect their decisions. They aren't perfect.
When you feel like yelling, remember that you represent our school.
We want to win, but just remember to keep the energy positive towards all.
During the season, we spend a lot of time with our coaches. They have a tough job.
Please accept their decisions.
And be thankful for all the time they devoted to making us better.
Thank you for coming to our games and always supporting us.
We couldn't do this without you.
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 Back here on Bay County TV as we go to the top of the fifth, Mike seeing a whole lot of Easter eggs out there on the scoreboard.
The first baseman, number 0, Gavin Phillips. Gonna try to see if he can get something going for the Sandusky Wolves, and the first pitch is a ball a little bit low. And you're right, Jeff. Maybe the Cougars used up all the runs in that first game against the Mile Thunderbolts.
Well, they have definitely met a formidable foe here in this second game as little dribbler and Eager grabs that and flips it over to first base. This is a very important half inning for Pease because you twing that ankle, then you go sit on the bench for about 5 minutes and see if it just stiffens up a little bit. But the first account for that first out, it looks like he just shook it off and he's back to normal.
And on a cold day like this, it just seems to take just a little bit longer. Whoa, that was just foul down the right field line for the Sandusky batter number 14, the right fielder, Joey Rich.
The number 9 hitter, he was going to go for an extra base hit, and that ball just went foul as Andrzejewski turned to look at that and said, "Ooh, I'm not going to catch up to that one." Right down Broadway with strike number 2, and the number 9 hitter, Joey Rich, quickly finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Pease deal, and boy, he just took a little bit off of that pitch, and that was an excuse-me swing for Rich.
He was way late on that, Jeff. He had to wait on that ball, but he fouled it off over in the stands off to our right, so some young person's going to go get that ball and throw it back in, and we'll use it another time.
Boy, and with the temperature, I wouldn't say we've got more than about 60, 70 fans here trying to brave the cold temperatures.
Well, most moms and dads, aunts and uncles, grandma and grandpas are awful brave, Jeff. They want to come out and get an opportunity to come to Dow Diamond. What a better way to spend your Tuesday night.
Well, plus you're in a situation where you're sitting in a comfy seat.
Oh, yeah.
And you are right on top of the action. So
the concourse is closed up. They got the heat on in there.
Most of the baseball players' parents have got football attire for warmth, and they wear at the games like this.
These kids all played football too, so was a good thing. And the concourse is closed up, so go get yourself a nice hot cup of chocolate or a coffee.
Right down the middle, just a little bit low apparently. And Rich thought right away that it was a ball, and he headed to first base.
And one out here in the top of the fifth for the Sandusky Wolves. 1 out, 1 on, no score between the Cougars and the Wolves.
Pease comes right down the middle, a little bit low, and might give us a shadow update out on the field.
Look at the shadows all the way out to second base now. It just keeps growing and growing, and it grows bigger by every inning, Jeff.
As that ball goes down the right field line, that is hooking foul by about a foot or a foot and a half. And again, they're not timing Pease real well, but boy, they've had 3-4 balls down that right field line that were very close to extra base hits.
That was very, very close, Jeff. You're right. A foot and a half, just a little bit wide. Foul by number 23, Alton Navarro, the left fielder.
With that runner on first base, Pease then having to go out of the stretch.
That was a nice pitch.
Navarro chasing a ball there was hoping to get something and he looked like he was trying to take it to right field as well.
Yes. A little high and wide, but he wanted to go down the right field line.
Well, and very soon right field will be one of those shadow positions. As looking out there on defense, Stars is out there going, I'm right on the edge, you know. I may try and shade one step more to the right field line just so I'll be able to see if that ball comes off the bat in my direction. Boy, right down the middle again. Just taking something off of that pitch. And strike number 3.
The catcher from Bay City All Saints, Hartman, did a wonderful job right there, Jeff. Made that umpire think about it.
Now, all you can do is just let it sit there, but you don't want to let it sit there for too long and potentially show him up, as Pease is a little high and tight with the first offering. And Peyton Bowerman, the batter right now, the shortstop. Getting top of the 5th inning with 2 outs and 1 runner on. Cougars trying to get through this top half of the 5th inning. And again, right on the outside corner, and that's been a strike all day long, and I love it. The umpire's been consistent.
Yep, and as a coach or a manager, that's exactly what you want. You just want consistency from the umpires and the referees.
Has that pitch again, and it's just a little bit low, but boy, you see that front foot of Peyton Bowerman bailing on that ball. Looks like it's coming at him, and old Charlie snaps across the plate just a little bit low.
That was another nice pitch by Pease.
And just on the inside corner, and that's a great pitch too, because you've been working the outside third of the plate. You get them just leaning a little bit, you're going to saw that bat off in their hands. And that'll be a stinger on a day like today. As that ball is fouled off, back to the screen. And the count remains full with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. That 3-2 count for Bowerman.
Haven't had foul ball come back our way yet, Jeff. Normally we get one back towards us. Hopefully we'll get one.
And that is ball 4, as Pease just might have held on to that a little bit too long. Might have tried to aim that last pitch.
Yeah, normally that pitch he's been throwing.
Here comes Dr. Good. And I couldn't tell. I almost thought that he was waving for somebody new. I just think sees something that Pease is doing mechanically and just going to go out there and have a quick confab with them.
Yeah, 2 men on base, Jeff, 2 out, first and second, and a 0-0 tie. Just go out and have a conversation with Pease, settle him down, say, hey, we're good, we're all right, got good team behind you. Let's get this guy out. Let's get up to the plate and let's get some runs.
Well, and I tell you, the other thing that accomplishes, if you've got a fairly long inning, you're giving that pitcher a little blow, kind of refocus and catch his breath, so that I really look like he's going to come back here and get point. Chase Green out for number 3.
Really good point. There
He's
you go.
Again, and Green has got that twitch going. Like, they're worried about that pitch on the inside third part of the plate. And, nowadays you see how close these batters stand to home plate. As that ball is hit to left field, and great job of tracking that ball by Pease, and that will take care of Sandusky with their second hardest hit ball of the day. We've gone through 5 innings, and we're going to the bottom of the 5th right now, and it's the All Saints Cougars hoping to get on the scoreboard as we're tied at 0 on Bay County TV.
For over 75 years, Frank's Great Outdoors has served as the Great Lakes Bay region's premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor shopping destination. What started in the mid-1940s as a roadside bait and tackle stand has now blossomed into a 30,000 square foot outdoorsman's dream shopping location. Stop by the store located at 1212 North Huron Road in Linwood, or shop online at franksgreatoutdoors.com to find everything you need to get your next outdoor adventure started.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Doan and Mike Wasdala. Pleased to have you along. Nick Page is one trying to stay warm out there doing the filming, producing, and directing. As here we go with the Cougars in the bottom of the 5th inning, trying to get the first run of this game scored.
Off the bat for Bay City All Saints is number 22, Paul, the center fielder for Bay City All Saints. Cougars looking to get something going here late in the ball game.
Well, he tried that offering and kind of got handcuffed a little bit, and I almost think you tried dropping a bunt down that third baseline, and you can walk to first base. And Paul, obviously being a center fielder, has got some speed. But that goes out the window most times with 2 strikes on you. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out here, bottom of the 5th.
They have a nice gap out there in right center field, but unfortunately Paul goes down on strikes. But the center fielder is shaded way to the left field side of second base. So, again, you're just seeing...
Here come the lights.
Yep. Man, such a beautiful place right here, Jeff, Dow Diamond. And yeah, are we having a pitching change?
Another pitching change.
Yeah, we are.
They're bringing somebody in.
Number 4.
That will be Peyton Bowerman.
So Bowerman will be the new pitcher. And we'll have to see who goes to shortstop for Mr. Bowerman. Well, when you look back at it, Jack Betts did a really nice job, Jeff, coming in the 2nd inning. He a little bit different style pitcher, a little more of a fastballer, throwing a little bit harder, and he did a nice job taking over for Kiley in the 2nd inning.
He certainly did, as this is a whole different speed of pitching, too. So you go from a off-speed lefty to a fireballing righty to now back to a little bit of a off-speed pitcher going from the right side, and you've got the batters really having to try and stay tuned in and focus. Mike, why don't you thank our great sponsors?
All right, Jeff, we'll thank a wonderful group again this year. We appreciate them so much. We got the Bay City All Saints Booster Club, Frank's Great Outdoors, Village and Action Towing, Sandlot Sports, the official apparel provider of Bay County TV, Covenant Healthcare, and the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame. Just want to let people know the ballots are out for the voting for the 2026 class, and we've got a good group of people that folks are voting for right now. We're going to put 3 teams in and a President Award November 8th, starting at 3 o'clock at the Doubletree. And I know you'll be there.
Well, I will be there, and I had to go from 11 to 9 to 7 on my ballot. I had 11 that I thought were worthy, as that first pitch from Bowerman is a strike. Then I went down to 9, and then I finally finalized on my 7. And one of the people on the ballot just very recently deceased, and that ball just gets past the Jack Betts, the old center fielder. Just thought that he could short arm that. He was maybe taking his eye on it, off it to throw to first, and a good break for the All Saints Cougars to start the bottom half of the inning.
Yeah, that's whoa! They almost got him at first base.
Yep, he was taking a little snoozest out there, a couple of steps off the base.
And Betts left the pitcher. He was the pitcher. They just got replaced by Bowerman. So Betts moved to shortstop. And a good opportunity with 1 out here for Bay City All Saints.
Well, and Andrzejewski, he had rifled a couple of balls down the left field line in his previous at-bat.
Yeah.
So he's looking to make that happen again. Both corner outfielders now completely in the shade.
In the shade. That center fielder still has a little bit of sun.
And Andrzejewski with a good swing at a nice fastball. We don't have speeds up there, but it looks like it's upper 70s, low 80s.
Yep.
Very hittable if you can time it right. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. As that ball down in the dirt, Andrzejewski just stands there and takes it. And again, looking at that knee of Andrzejewski, still a little bit on the mend, but the kid's got to be elated that he's going to be able to make this happen for his senior year of baseball. That ball just lazily hit out in the right field, and that ball just about makes it to the grassy area.
I think a fan from Elkton Pigeon and Bayport caught that here at Dow Diamond.
He came down for the big day in the big city.
The Tri-Cities of the Thumb.
From EPBP. Quick throw back to first base and easily back. Looking down going, man, you just got to get the Tide stick out now. I got dirt on my pants. Mama's not going to be happy. Nice job by Andrzejewski. He would have been handcuffed on that. Could not get his hands in enough, so he decided to let it go, and it was just inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. What a good command of the strike zone.
Good eye.
Should get a good pitch to hit here. Does get a good pitch to hit and just swings through it. So there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And coming up for the All Saints Cougars.
The pitcher, number 7, is Pease. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. We're scoreless here at Dow Diamond between the Sandusky Wolves and our Bay City All Saints Cougars.
Pease coming out swinging on that first pitch. I still see how deep they're playing at third. You could get some people moving around the bases if you just drop one down. That ball hit the center field, and that's the only place that's in the sun, and the center fielder.
No problems.
Bet's able to pull that in, and that ends the 5th inning. Still no score on the board. Back for the top of the 6th on Bay County TV.
Your husband is having a heart attack. The ambulance crew asks,
Which hospital?
before you answer, consider this. Covenant Healthcare is the region's most preferred hospital for both emergency and heart care. With an expert team of board-certified cardiologists and the Great Lakes Bay region's first and largest structural heart disease program.
Take us to Covenant.
Good answer.
Back here on Bay County TV, Jeff Dodd and Mike Guazdala ready for the top of the 6th inning.
If you like pitching, this is the place to be tonight, right, Jeff?
Oh, Bryce Kiley. And he takes a whack at that first offering off the plate. He says, my bat needed to be about 6 inches longer if I was going to have a chance to catch up to that one.
That's a nice pitch again.
Again, Pease has just thrown a gem. And that ball just comes in a touch too low. 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the 6th with nobody out. The wind up in the pitch. Oh, what a great pitch when you buckle Kiley's knees. And he looks and he goes, that's not fair. That's not fair, umpire.
That's not fair, umpire.
See if he gets back-to-back Charlies here. Nope, he barely gets a piece of one. Looks like he went down below the strike zone. And, boy, you sometimes look at these bats, and these bats aren't always warranted under 45 or 50 degrees, and they're like $400 a piece. That's more than a Santa stocking stuffer. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely thought he'd go back to that pitch. And Kiley just couldn't catch up to it.
Well, I'll tell you what, the catcher, Hartman, he framed that baby really, really nice again. And that'll make it 1 out here in the top of the 6th, 0-0 between the Wolves of Sandusky and our Bay City All Saints Cougars.
Catcher Blake Bowerman, number 77 up right now, takes the first ball outside the zone. Oh, they're going to say that thing caught the knees. It's strike 1. Again, we are right behind the umpire, and so it's hard when he goes up and forward quick with his hand for us to always see it. People at the announcing area have a much better angle of that than we do behind the plate. That ball comes behind. That's almost Nick Pageville there.
Yeah, we're right up behind the where Tommy Lasorda used to sit. when they used to travel here to watch the Loons. And right next to our left is where they broadcast the Loons games from. So we are very fortunate, Jeff. We always love coming here. We get the best seat in the house, and when it's cold, it's even better.
It is way more better when we have the chance to be up here. That ball just on the outside. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes right now to Bowerman as the Loon season has just begun, and they had a good opening weekend here at home as that ball is up. Eager says, I've got a beat on this, and this one's much easier than the one I had to lay out for in the end of the first.
Well, let's go back to that play. That play saved the run, the way this game was going. My goodness, how important was that great catch by Sawyer Eager and saving a run, and still we're at 0-0, so one of the big plays of the game so far here at Dow Diamond.
That was the Village in Action Towing key play of the game thus far. And I'll tell you, in the on-deck circle, Jack Betts just found a wasp whistling by his ear.
and I left my keys in your truck.
Oh, my. Look at that.
There it is again.
Great action on that curveball. As number 42, Marvin Kritzman, he whistled that one back at Betts here in the on-deck circle. Didn't know whether to go left, right, up, or down to get out of the way of that. That ball stays fair, and that will be an out. Andrzejewski does a nice job of just smothering that ball at first base.
Yeah, a funky spin on it, too.
That thing was fouled twice and came back. We've played 5.5 innings down to the bottom of the 6th right now. Can the Cougars take that Easter egg 0 off the board? We'll find out after this on Bay County TV.
Are you ready to gear up and stand out? Look no further than Sandlot, your local destination for custom screen printing, embroidery, and promotional goods in the Great Lakes Bay region. With not 1, not 2, but 3 convenient locations right here in the heart of the Great Lakes Bay region, we're your MVP when it comes to branded gear that hits the mark. For over 15 years, we've believed in community, in delivering top-tier quality, and in making your brand shine brighter than ever. And guess what? We're not just about sports. From schools to clubs, from businesses to community events, we're your one-stop shop for custom apparel that makes a statement. So if you're ready to elevate your brand, to make an impact, and to fuel your passion, choose Sandlot. Visit us today at one of our 3 unbeatable locations in the Great Lakes Bay region, or check us out online at sandlotsports301.com. Sandlot, where quality, community, and apparel collide. Your brand, our passion.
Back here on Bay County TV, ready for the bottom of the 6th. The second half of the law firm P's and P's up to bat right now. This one being in the form of the left fielder.
That's a good law firm.
Absolutely. Hopefully that means base hit here.
That'll be strike number 1. Makes count even. 1 ball, 1 strike on P's.
Is Patton Bowerman the 3rd pitcher for Sandusky in this game, has taken them scoreless into the 6th.
Yeah, and Peace for Bay City All Saints, Jeff, has gone the whole way for the Cougars out there on the mound. So good job by that young man.
Nice job, Pease, timing that swing, getting a couple of solid foul balls. Yep, here you only get a few balls and you got to track them back down.
Right.
Send them back to blue.
Yeah.
That one is beautifully hit up the middle, and what a great job that time by the shortstop, going up and coming down with the line drive that I thought might sail over his head.
It looked like it was going to go out into center field from here, Jeff, but Betts went up and got it. Out number 1 for Bay City All Saints here in the bottom of the 6th. We're going to go to the top of the lineup with number 5, the shortstop for the Bay City All Saints Cougar, Bo Williams.
Bo takes a first strike, And they'd love to get him on base with his speed, as he just is a little late on an offering, making it no balls and 2 strikes. And I tell you, those balls that hit that cement and bounce up, you take a little nick out of that ball.
It was, you're right, just over at that little patio area down over behind the Sandusky dugout, and strikeout for the Wolves. That will be out number 2 for Bay City All Saints. And at the plate for the Cougars is the catcher, number 1, Hartman.
Let's see if we can get Mr. Hartman to come up with a base hit. He is first pitch swinging as well, and first baseman battles a little breeze, that ball blowing back into him. So very quick bottom of the 6th. No runs, hits, or errors again for the Cougars. 3 up and 3 down, ready to go to the top of the 7th, right here on BCTV.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Back here for the top of the 7th, Sandusky Wolves send Jack Betts to the plate. Again, no score in this game through 6 innings. Very few scoring opportunities for either team.
You know, the best one was that triple by the Sandusky in the opening inning. And after that, it has been very, very quiet for both squads.
Well, Eager made the play of the game to keep this score 0.
Huge. If he doesn't make that play, it's 1-0. And but like we said earlier, that was just a great catch.
That ball right back through the hole, and unable to make that play was Pease, as that thing went right down around his shoe top and couldn't get to it. And Eager couldn't get up the middle in time to get it. Would have been tough even if Eager had gotten there to be able to get anything on a throw to first. So the leadoff hitter for Sandusky on. Let's see if they're going to put him in motion. No need, as Pease throws that first one all the way to the backstop. And as you mentioned earlier,
it's a long way.
It's a long way back to the backstop.
At the plate for the Wolves is number 0, Gavin Phillips. He's the first baseman for Sandusky. And a great opportunity with nobody out here for the Sandusky Wolves in the top of the 7th inning.
Well, you know, Pease is going to go to work and see if he can put a couple of Ks up on the board and strand that runner at second base. Boy, just a little bit low, but boy, he's buzzing the plate on those pitches. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody out in the top of the 7th. Sandusky Wolves trying to get the first run of the game. And that ball right up the middle. What a great job. And they have got the pickle going here. And a great job. You are not going to outrun Bo Williams there. Great job by Pease, though, circling around, playing the backup. You got your outfielders coming in. Everybody's in motion. In case that pickle goes 3 or 4 times, you've got somebody covering a base. But that is huge break for the All Saints Cougars. And you did not allow that runner on first base to advance to second during that pickle.
I call that right there, Jeff, fundamental baseball by the Bay City All Saints Cougars, and keeping that base runner at first base. They did it to perfection. And you're right, I was watching Pease, the pitcher, go to third base and get that going and the rundown going. What a great job by Bay City All Saints.
As that ball goes down the right field line and into the netting.
Coach will get that one.
And the thing is, when you are Pease there, I'm going to credit him with having the baseball smarts, but I could almost bet that it was being yelled from the dugout third base.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And so that confirms his suspicions to go there. And that base runner Betts was heading to third base on contact. And if he would have just waited a split second, probably could have got the throw to first base and had a chance to advance. But that snap in the Charlie there just missed the strike. So nope, they did call strike 3. Again, hard to see that umpire. But now we've got 2 outs and a runner at first base. How the scenario has changed. We're going to have timeout as Coach Brian Good is coming, and they are going to make a pitching change. This probably has to do with number of pitches.
Yeah.
And we'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
Your heart drives us to be on the forefront of next-generation heart treatments, from minimally invasive valve replacements to advanced procedures for AFib. Choose the most preferred health system for heart. Choose Covenant Healthcare.
Back here on Bay County TV, Andrzejewski in the form of Drew on the mound with 2 outs. And he takes a little quick peek back to first base just to make sure that runner is aware that Drew knows he's there. Drew deals with that first pitch in for a strike. He's got a fastball and a curveball and a changeup, so the curveball really is his bread and butter pitch. So he starts off with a fastball and gets the batter into just a little bit of a hole here with 2 down in the 7th. And that ball going down and just coming up a little bit short, but no balls and 2 strikes on the batter, and that certainly should be the main responsibility of Drew right now on the mound.
Bo Williams moved to third base, Jeff. Essex went from third base to first base. Andrzejewski went from first base to pitcher, and Pease went from pitcher to shortstop for the Bay City All Saints Cougars.
There's round robining going on out there. And that curveball didn't curve a lot, and number 23 into the batter's box, Alton.
All he had to do was
Navarro
stick out that dupa, and he would have got hit.
I think you're going to see another opportunity for a curveball here now that he's had the feeling for one. Navarro just getting a little piece of that ball. And Drew says, nope, he's looking for that off-speed pitch. I'm going to try and sail the fastball by him.
Look at that bat. That looks like the Easter egg color bat right there. Bright pink.
That one is with the old blue bonnet. Just a little bit low. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. So interesting to see Navarro, the leadoff hitter, what he's going to be able to do against Drew Andrzejewski. Boy, taking a long look in right now, and don't think there was maybe a little indecision on what pitch they were going to utilize. Let's see what Drew comes up with here. Well, he takes a long set, comes just a little bit high with that offering, and that long pause might have just thrown him off his rhythm a little bit. Let's see if he expedites this 3-2 pitch just a little bit from the set position.
Full count to the batter for Sandusky.
And oh my, by a curly. That is just outside. And 2 runners on with 2 outs. And Drew looked like he was taking that first step to the dugout.
Peyton Bowerman, the pitcher, was a starting shortstop for Sandusky, the batter. And Andrzejewski's first pitch is a little bit low, a little bit inside for ball 1.
So Drew just trying to get a feeling for things out there, trying to get the Cougars up to bat with the score at 0s.
There it is.
That ball's just a little bit of a looper, and that one could score 2 runs. As the center fielder picking that ball up, coming back to the middle, a 2-run double for Bowerman, as he says, I am going to just put a swing on, and that was just a helpless feeling because that was out in no man's land in right center, where neither one of the outfielders could expedite getting to that ball.
That ball was perfectly hit, perfectly placed, Jeff, in that gap between the center fielder and the right fielder, and that scores 2 runs for the Sandusky Wolves here in the top of the 7th. 2-0 lead for Sandusky over the Bay City All Saints Cougars. We're going to have ourselves, it looks like, a pitching change, possibly.
Left fielder, the other part of the Pease law firm coming in, going to be thrown. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on Bay County TV.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Back here with 2 outs and a runner on second in the top of the 7th. Sandusky Wolves finally draw the first blood in this game with 2 runs on a beautiful double to send on the 2 runners. Boy, there's another base hit. Bo Williams out there in left field's going to have a play at the plate. That ball just misses the opportunity, and great base running that time as Green heads down to second base on that throw to the plate. Very, very alert base running, but the Wolves have stung a few balls here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, they've really hit the ball nice here and got 3 runs on the scoreboard. Bo Williams moves from third base to left field. Hanjeski's at third base, and Pease, number 2, is from left field to the new pitcher.
Well, there's another one. Bo Williams is going to try it for this one, and there is another just off the mark. A good throw, but just a little bit into the runner. And again, another advancement to second base. And boy, what was a game of zeros. They've jumped on Pease, and they're not waiting long to see more than one pitch. And they've hit another solid base hit to left.
Boy, just in a blink of an eye, Jeff, here in the top of the 7th inning, the Sandusky Wolves have gone up 4-0 over the Bay City All Saints Cougars, and they've been doing a lot of the damage with 2 outs.
Blake Bowerman up to the plate right now for the Wolves of Sandusky. Again, another runner on second base. Ball just a little bit low as Kylie is on second base. And again, they've done a great job of base running to take the extra base on the throw to the plate.
Cougars going to have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 7th. Ball 2 for number 77, Blake Bowerman, the Sandusky catcher.
And I think Pease got a little shell-shocked there after the first offerings of 2 straight hitters were going after that first pitch. So he's trying to nibble a little bit right now, and he's fallen behind in the count, I believe, 3 balls and no strikes.
Yep, they just put it up on the scoreboard.
He comes right down the middle with a ball on 3-0, and certainly that was something that Bowerman was not even going to look at.
Boy, just what a turn of events here in the top of the 7th by the Sandusky Wolves. Hitting the ball all over the field.
Full count as that was a generous strike from our home plate umpire. But
Mr. Bowerman was ready to take a trip down to first base, and the umpire said, no, hold on there, young man.
He took a trip down memory lane and came back to the batter's box. There's a foul fly that's going to get back into the seats as the count stays full here with 2 outs. And again, the Sandusky Wolves with 4 runs so far on the top of the 7th inning to break this scoreless tie. Pease with a beautiful strike 3. So the All Saints Cougars get out of the inning, but they've got a whole lot of work to do here as we come back for the bottom of the 7th on BCTV.
Founded in 1991, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame is dedicated to celebrating and preserving the history of sports in Bay County. From individual awards to entire teams, we strive to induct the best of sportsmanship and outstanding achievement at the high school, collegiate, and professional levels. We also recognize our President Awards winner yearly, which honors an individual who gives their time to benefit the local sports community here in Bay County. As of 2025, the Hall of Fame has inducted 263 individuals, 70 teams, and has awarded $149,000 in scholarships to local student athletes. Join us in November for our annual induction banquet honoring our latest class of Hall of Fame inductees. Visit our website at BayCountySportsHOF.com and like us on Facebook to keep up to date on all things Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
All right, back for the bottom of the 7th. Sawyer eager to lead things off for the All Saints Cougars. That first pitch is high and wide. So patience will be a virtue at the plate. You definitely have to try and work the count and manufacture base runners here at the bottom of the 7th.
Well, and they've got the meat of the order up, Jeff. We're going to go Eager, Essex, and Paul for Bay City All Saints, down 4-0 here in the bottom of the 7th from beautiful Dow Diamond.
It's just a soft ground ball to shortstop. Quick, a little bit high throw over to first base, and Eager is the first out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Big inning by the Wolves, Jeff, in the top of the 7th. They just hit the ball where nobody was, and the Wolves put 4 runs up on the board to go up 4-0. But good patience by the Wolves in that inning, and good solid base running by Sandusky also.
Well, Sandusky finally in the 7th inning was able to consecutively barrel up a few pitches, as there is a little blooper that looks like it's going to fall in, as Kylie can't get to it in time, and the All Saints Cougars stay alive with a runner on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, he took a couple steps back, and that was just another bloop single again. A little Texas leaguer out there in right field. At the plate right now for Bay City All Saints, the center fielder, Paul, number 22. And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change here for the Sandusky Wolves. That looks like number 42, Kreitzman, will be the new pitcher. And hopefully I can keep up with where everybody's going.
Well, I tell you what, the old scorecard is a mess when you look at things. As Kritzman will be the 4th pitcher of record, I believe, in this game.
I think you're correct. We'll see where number 4, Bowerman, goes. Looks like he's going to stay in the infield. And coming out of the dugout, trying to look for his number, Jeff. Hopefully he'll turn around. And we'll get it all straightened out. He does turn around,
but it's the wrong way.
Yeah, he turns without the number on the front. So definitely number 42, Kritzman, is the new pitcher for the Sandusky Wolves. We'll get those changes. Once again, want to thank our great sponsors, Covenant Healthcare, the Bay City All Saints Booster Clubs, Frank's Great Outdoors Village, and Action Towing, the official apparel provider of Bay County TV Sandlot Sports, and last but certainly not least, the Bay County Sports Hall of Fame.
All great sponsors, and again, as we said earlier, Mike, we are in the process of starting our 26-27 advertising blitz, so if you are inclined to stop on board, you can get a hold of Nick Page at the Bay County building in the television area up on the 8th floor.
He's in the penthouse up there on the 8th floor.
He is.
Give him a call.
He's moving on up to that deluxe apartment in the
sky.
Here we go with Paul up at the plate and runner at first. Cougars trying to get back into the lead, and Kritzman with a off-speed delivery again, and I give a lot of credit to Sandusky. They've gone with off-speed, flamethrower, off-speed, flamethrower, and now back. This is pitcher number 5, and they have been able to really keep the Cougars off balance today at the plate.
Yeah, and Peyton Bowerman went back to his original shortstop position, Jeff.
Let's find out what Paul can do here if he can put one in play. Just outside. And again, doing everything Bowerman can do to frame that ball. You can't move your mitt that much. You're not going to fool a lot of people. Boy, Paul trying to push that ball to the left side and just couldn't catch up to it. And Kritzman doing a really nice job of changing speeds on the pitches here.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Ball just a little bit high.
2-2.
Makes count even at 2-2. Sandusky 4, Bay City All Saints 0 on a chilly, blustery night here at Dow Diamond.
Ooh, that ball in the dirt, and that will be a free base for the All Saints Cougars, and they will certainly take that extra base.
Henry Essex makes his way down to second base for Bay City All Saints. On deck for the Cougars is the right fielder Stars.
So the Cougars are trying to get them back one at a time here. Paul just gets a piece of that offering, and again, Kritzman really has these batters here a little bit off balance with his speed variation on his pitches.
Boy, he pulled the string there again.
Yep. And Paul is out number 2 here in the 7th inning. Looks like we may have a pinch hitter coming up.
That's number 3, Jeff. DeZerka for All Saints will be batting. For the batter that was supposed to come up was Paul, the center field. So DeZerka, number 3 for Bay City All Saints, the new batter.
Well, he takes a good whack at a ball, and again, these strikes are coming in at about 70 or 71 miles an hour, and after you've been seeing low mid 80s, that's a tough adjustment for the batters to make. And that ball hit down towards first base. First baseman is going to do it. That's all there is.
There isn't any more.
The final score in our ball game. The Sandusky Wolves come to Dow Diamond and come away with a 4-0 victory. We'll be back in a moment to put the wraps on this one on Bay County TV.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played.
We are responsible for helping the MHSA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic athletes can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stands should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game.
We believe that coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports,
and respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sport,
while keeping a high level of respect between all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
Back as we have our Bay County Sports Hall of Fame post-game show here on Bay County TV. Mike, we saw a lot of goose eggs right up until the 7th inning.
Lots of zeros on the scoreboard, Jeff, all the way to the top of the 7th. And Sandusky, the bats came alive for the Wolves, and they put 4 up on the Bay City All Saints Cougars in the top of the 7th. And unfortunately for Bay City All Saints, they're going to go away with a 1 win and 1 loss. 1 win against Mayo Asabo Thunderbolts, a loss against Sandusky 4-0.
Well, and for the Cougars, with this loss, they've really got 1 day to turn around before the Bay County tournament starts on Thursday.
Yeah, the Bay County tournament, we just found out, Jeff, has been changed from a Friday-Saturday schedule to a Thursday-Saturday schedule. Got some rain coming in, so they made some changes. So they do have one day to get ready for the Bay County tournament, and all baseball and softball teams will be playing those days.
They shift on the fly just like Bay County TV shifts on the fly. And we're going to be happy to be able to bring one of those games and girls softball on Friday.
Yeah, we got basically All Saints going up against Garber at the Garber Softball Diamond, and so that'll be a lot of fun. Garber always has a good ladies softball team, and All Saints always plays very well too, so we're looking forward to noon start. That's a little bit different for us, but we'll be glad to be there and see some good softball.
Well, and some of us get out of work a half day early too, so that can't be a bad thing as well. So we're looking forward to it. Great to be back in the saddle again for spring sports.
It really is. We got a great group of sponsors. We got a good schedule. We're going to be back here at Dow Diamond later in the year, but we're going to see some good baseball and some really good softball here in the spring schedule.
Well, partner, welcome back to spring.
Good to see you, my friend.
Looking
Go
forward
Blue.
to much more fun. And again, congratulations to Michigan. I wear the national championship football to go with the great national championship basketball. It is a great combination. Have a great night. We'll look forward to talking with you soon.
Until next time.